Are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
To hear the story?
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I'll have to show the camera again. This is the third time I'm doing this because.
Well, I'll splice them together if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Bling bling.
Yeah.
All right. I'm driving on the highway. Okay.
You just left the chiropractor.
I'm driving on the highway. I just left the chiropractor. I'm on the highway and I'm making this turn, and this brand new black Cadillac Escalade with a guy in a navy suit with bling everywhere comes rushing out, basically just past the shoulder almost into the middle of the road, waving me down frantically. So he waves me down and I like frantically stop my car. Like I hit the brakes pretty hard. I was like, damn, something is definitely going down here. And his English is pretty bad. He's like this weird accent. It's a very weird accent. It's like Russian mixed with something else, like Saudi Arabian. And I roll down my windows and he takes off his Rolex and he like puts it in my passenger seat as he's talking. He takes off the Rolex and puts it in the passenger seat. And he's like, listen, I have my kids and my family here and I'm in for vacation from another country and we came from Washington. I need to get to Washington. I have no gas, I have no money. Some black guy stole my wallet. And I'm like, whoa, 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 slow down. What's going on? I'm like, what do you need? So he takes off his ring and he puts the ring in my passenger seat. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, this is 18 karat gold. You see this? And he shows me like the little number, 18 karat gold. This is a Rolex. This is his $10,000 watch. He's like, I need money, I need cash. I can't buy anything, I can't buy gas. I'm on an empty tank. So he hit two things right away. First of all, he hit my greed and he hit my compassion strings. He hit both right away.
Oh my gosh. Because he said 10,000.
Because he said, and I thought he was giving me the Rolex in exchange for some cash. So I look down at my wallet and I have 60 bucks. I give him the 60 and like in my head I'm trying to be in integrity to like God, and I give the ring and the watch and the 60 bucks. I'm like, I don't want your ring and your watch, here's 60 bucks.
Did you see kids in the car or anything like that?
I didn't see anything, but his energy was like, I could have sworn he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
I'm really good at energy, not so good I guess. and I gave it back to him and he takes the ring and the watch and the 60 bucks and he like puts it, he's like, I need more money. I'm going all the way to Washington. This isn't enough money. And I'm like, Jesus.
This is all happening on the side of the freeway?
On the side of the freeway. And he goes, I'm a very wealthy man. I'm a multi-millionaire. My father is a multi-millionaire. Very well known in some country. He goes, I don't care about money. And then he takes his necklace off. Takes the necklace off, puts it in my passenger seat. It's like, this is $10,000 worth of jewelry. I need more money. Can you give me $1,000? Can you give me $2,000? I need to get all the way to Washington. So I'm like pondering for a second and I'm just like, first of all, I want to be, he gets me wanting to be a hero. Like I'm in my head and I'm like, oh, I could be a hero here. Maybe this is a TV show. Maybe it's a freaking candid camera. No, what really went through my head was like, all right, this dude clearly needs help.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, where'd we leave off?
So he's like, I'm a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, multi-millionaire. So like in my head, I was buzzing. I was like, whoa, I could do a good deed here, and I think I could get like a $10,000, like $10,000, $15,000 in jewelry.
What would you like
and,
sell it online? Like
I was just thinking like this dude is so rich that like he just desperately needs cash and he could care less that he's giving me all of his jewelry. Like that's what was going on in my head. And I was like, and I could help him get his family to Washington. Like this is, thank you God. Like wow, yeah.
Thank you universe.
Universe. You know what I mean? Like abundance is always coming my way. That was really going on in my head. So I took a pause, and I looked at it and I was like, follow me. So I have all of his jewelry in my car, and here I am thinking like, wow, I could just drive off and like have all. And I'm like, no, let me do the right thing here. Drove to the Wells Fargo Bank. I'm standing in the parking lot and he opens his back window. Sure enough, his mom, his wife, and his kids are in the back. And I'm like hesitant. I'm like, what is going on? Like, tell me exactly what's going on. I'm confused. And he's speaking really fast. He's deflecting questions. He's asking me questions. Every time I pause to think, he like interrupts me in like a very strategic way. That is so good. Like every time I slow down and I'm like, this doesn't add up, he does something energetically that's like he gets like makes me nervous. It makes me like, and I'm in a rush. I'm actually in a rush, which is why the highway thing works, because if I was like on the street, it wouldn't have never worked, but I was in a rush, so it was like, I'm either gonna completely abandon this dude, no one else is gonna help him, or I have to make a decision very quickly. You know?
And he's big too, you said, right?
He was a huge dude, but that didn't really play into it. Yeah. He was a big energy. His energy was like in my face, and he was like, he was very like he was just very like direct and like certain, you know? And so basically what he gets to is like, look, what he's getting at is, we need to get to Washington. Some black guy stole my wallet, and here's the crazy thing. I looked back in the back seat, and I don't want this to sound racist, but I looked at his wife, and she had the exact look and energy of one of those gypsies that like are standing on the street with their child asking for money and a sign. You know, all over California there's this like certain type of race of people, I don't know what they are, gypsies or what exactly they are, that are begging for money in a very specific way, like with their kid, please I have no food, please I have, you know, you ever see them?
I think so, yeah.
I've seen them everywhere around California. They're all this like very familiar race, or country of people, and she like had that look, and I was like, oh, I am so being duped right now. And then I walked to the ATM, and I paused, and I walked back to my car to go look at the jewelry. I was literally gonna look at the jewelry because it felt light, and I was like, the only way this is a scam is if this jewelry is fake. As I was going back to my car, he's like, I see that you're scared. I see that you're nervous. Don't you understand? I'm here with my family. You think I'm gonna scam you? He's like, you don't wanna help me? Fine, bye. And he's like, reverse freaking psychology on me. When he said that, I was like, fuck, I have to help this guy. I can't abandon him. Like, he means what he says. Like, I fully believed him. And he asked for $2,000. And I went to the ATM and I was like, please ATM, have a limit, because I don't. And then I stopped for a second and I just said, you have to, whatever you give him right now, you have to prepare to lose this. So what he wanted is, he didn't want to give me the jewelry. He wanted to pay me double tomorrow. He was saying, whatever you pay me, I'll pay you double tomorrow. You keep the jewelry and hold on to the jewelry so you know I'll pay you back. Give me your business card. I'll call you tomorrow and I'll pay you double. So I gave him my business card, and I'm like, here I am. And he's like, that's $20,000 worth of jewelry. You know what I mean? That watch alone is $15,000, he said. I didn't actually think I was keeping the jewelry. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put $750, I'll give him $800 or $750, and tomorrow he'll give me $1,500, and I'll mail him back his jewelry. Like, that's what his intentions were. As we got down to it, it took like 10 minutes to get down to that, right? Of what exactly he wanted. The whole other time I was thinking, I'm gonna keep all of his jewelry in exchange for me giving him whatever, $2,000 or whatever he wanted. Yeah. So, keep in mind, brand new Cadillac, suit and tie, like everything is rehearsed, everything is perfection. Family in the back, gas tank is empty. I looked at the gas tank, gas tank was empty. And I go to the ATM and I'm like, whatever I take out right now, I have to be prepared that this is completely gone. I was like, this could be a scam for sure, but I don't know how I could leave this guy, and I trust that I'm gonna get paid double tomorrow. I just believe him. I believe him. I took out 800. I took out 700. It was my ATM max, and I already gave him 60. So, or I forgot if he kept it or if I had it. So I handed him 760, and he's kissing my hand. Thank you, thank you. You have so much heart. Tomorrow I'm giving you 1,500. And this is how far he went. The jewelry is standing. The jewelry, like at that point in time, he could have driven away. It was done. He had the money in his hand, driven away. It's over. He comes over to me. The jewelry's in the passenger seat. He opens the car door and he goes, "Listen, you have to take very good care of this." And he takes it all and he puts it in the glove compartment and closes it. He's like, "Be very careful with this." And I'm like, okay, this is clearly freaking real jewelry. Like, I have no doubt. And sure enough, I start driving, and I'm just like, I'm touching the jewelry, and I'm like, this feels like a piece of shit. Like, this is not real. This is not how gold feels. The watch doesn't feel real. The ring feels like crap. I started smelling it. It smells like aluminum or copper or something.
Like you won it in like a little quarter machine.
Yeah. I went to the jewelry place.
Like the pawn shop or something, or what?
I couldn't wait till tomorrow. What's that?
Like
I went to the jewelry place down the block here in Berkeley because I couldn't wait till tomorrow to find out. I was too anxious. I was like, did I just get duped? And I walk in, I tell him the story, he looks at it, and he's just like, this is all fake. I'm like, how much is this worth? He goes, you can get this at a flea market for $5, $3, $5.
Oh my
He's like, the Rolex is like 50. He's like, this ring is $3. And I looked and I just laughed. We both started laughing and laughing and laughing, and I just decided I'm taking this Rolex and I'm hanging it up in my office, and anytime I get greedy, I'm gonna look at this freaking watch.
No, that's so cool.
It's a lesson in greed. The greed was the final thing. The greed and the compassion together, but the greed was louder than the compassion. The compassion was there, but the greed of getting 1500 tomorrow and like it being such a surefire thing, because I have this as collateral, was like, oh, I just doubled my money. And it was just the greed gave the money to him.
Fuck, dude. What a
genius.
Yeah, dude, he hit all the points. He knew.
Genius.
Oh my god. I love that you like, looking back on it, you're like, he hit the, you want me to stop?
Sure.
Or, well, whatever.
Stop, whatever.
Like, looking back, it's like he hit the greed, and he hit the compassion, and then the greed. Like, and then he kept it like high energy, and he kept you in like this spinning, like no groundedness allowed.
No. He knew exactly how and when to interject in a way that was just crossing my boundaries enough to where it confused me, but not enough to where I was like, dude, get away from me. He didn't impact my boundaries in a way that was like, red alert, red alert. It was just enough to where he was like confusing me and like, bro, help me. Dude,
what a pro, dude.
Fucking genius.
That's just something like, have you ever seen the show? You know, you haven't seen this. There's a show, Better Call Saul.
No.
He's like a scam artist, kind of, or he once was. Now he's a lawyer. And they're like, do these calculated scams. There's a scene where they all do all these calculated scams in like a bar, him and his buddy. And it's just so like, every point is right there where the guy hits the guy's greed. It's exact. It sounds like it's out of a TV show or a movie or something.
This was well rehearsed. And I YouTubed it. I typed on YouTube, I typed in highway car jewelry scam. And there was a video of another guy doing it in England. Same thing.
Same exact thing? Like
similar. With a ring. And same accent. He had the same accent. It's these people from the same country.
Who was it?
I don't know what country it is. He had the same exact accent.
What do you like look like?
Middle Eastern combined with Russian. It was like a very specific accent.
Wow. That
I'd never heard before. But in the YouTube video, it was the exact, I'll post a link to that YouTube video, it was the exact same accent. It gave me like the chills listening to his voice, because it was like happening all, and he was heavy set just like the guy, wearing a suit, very frantic. It was the same exact energy.
Oh my god, dude. And like, of all people to get, like, he's got to be so good to like get.
So good to get me, dude. I feel like I am so intuitive. So connected to like bullshit.
And also like willing to like say like fuck off, you know?
Totally. If he got me, he probably is making thousands of dollars a day.